Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg, and I'm going to go over cryptocurrency market, more specifically Bitcoin. I'll go over a little bit of Ethereum, tell you what I'm looking at on some upcoming bounces, in my opinion, to be coming up in 2023. What's the time frame for that? I don't know, but happy New Year's, guys. Welcome to 2023. New subscribers, I do appreciate you too. And I decided to I was wandering around into the crypto verse last night. And I was trying to find other information, get alternative views on the cryptocurrency market. And my opinion is pretty much everybody's negative. There's a lot of negativity. I mean, they're just going on like Bitcoin's going to continue to go down for the rest of the year. Some opinion, and it could. That could happen. But this channel is not really geared towards investors. We're going to be looking for bounces, more or less, because you can make a lot of money on the bounces. And it's really, to me, it's a shame because there were some pretty good moves in the cryptocurrency market. Quant being a good example, went up like 300% or something like that. You had Matic made pretty good moves, and they're both still holding on to the lows. Ethereum, I'm going to go over that briefly with you and show you what I'm looking at with Ethereum, because in my opinion, if Ethereum is not bullish, then it could be an corrective bounce. It could go up into another wave that's probably going to be about as big as that wave that it made back from starting in June too. So I'm going to go over that real quick and some other things with you too, to see if we can do that and in 2023 find some setups that, in my opinion, coming on the long side, it's going to be real heavy on the long side for the cryptocurrency market to make money that way. So the optimum thing is that Bitcoin comes down to this area and it's going to be finishing off a bottom right there. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is, you guys want some, hey, you want some hopium? I have the hopium of all hopium for you guys. I have the hopium of all hopium, and it comes right from, I guess this guy's supposed to be an expert. Never heard of the gentleman, guy named, what's his name here? Well, let me just go to it right here. I'll show you. Look at this right here. How Bitcoin price could hit 23 million if BTC becomes a dominant store of value. You see that? There you go. So, look. If you have one Bitcoin right now that's at, let's see, what is 16, say 16, 17,000, and you just hold on to it, put it away, stock it away into your wallet, and you might have a shot that that same coin could be worth 23 million, according to Joe Burnett from Blockware. Where's he from? Burnett told his followers, so it becomes digital gold to be 500K to 1 million. If it's a reserve asset, 5 million to 10 million. If it becomes a world currency, which I think is a pipe dream, in my opinion, 23 million. But I mean, I'm looking at it right now as a pipe dream. Who knows, man? Oh yeah, Blockware Solutions is where it came from. We brought these figures, so you can go over to his thing over here and get into some details and read about that, how he came up with the Bitcoin, be able to do that. So I guess it'd be kind of an interesting read if you have some time, spare time today or this week or, this weekend, etc., and could check that out. And then this guy right here, what I did with him is I decided to click on one of his old 2019, when everybody said back then, this 2019 when Bitcoin was going through a correction, and pretty much everybody was saying that Bitcoin was going to zero. This is coming out of the 2018 bear market. It's January 2019. This is an interesting time too, because this was right around the time that Fed did a pause. January 2019. They told everybody, if you go back and look at the history, December of 2018, it was in the media, and the Fed said, we're going to keep raising interest rates. We're probably going to do a couple more. Kind of sounds familiar, doesn't it? Doesn't it sound familiar? We're going to do a couple more in 2019. And what happened in January 2019, they did a pivot. So, okay. And let's see. But he's going over the bubble. So if you go through it, I was reading his thread. If you go through his thread, and everybody was talking about the bubble. So you can see here, the average person does not know this, but the 2017 Bitcoin bubble was not the first time we saw the significant price rise and rapid decline. There have been countless of other bubbles. So same thing, today's a bubble, comparing it to the .com bubble. And am I saying that it is a bubble or not a bubble? I mean, obviously it was a bubble of some sort, blasted up into a massive wave, right? And now it's correcting that bubble. So that's what happens. They go up and then they come down. So I just say just massive waves is really what they are, guys. They go up and then they go down. So that's how I see that. You know, it's the same. It's the same thing. I just thought it was interesting. So some other stuff too. I wanted to go over, let you guys know with Bitcoin. Okay, I was investigating the S&P 500 here. Okay, you guys want some more hopium? Here, I'll give you some more hopium on the S&P 500. You see this? You see what it's doing right there? Look at that. You know, I decided to just go like this. What is that? You see? Right there, what is that? That's a bull flag. That's a bull flag on S&P 500. So I was like, let me go look and see if I can find another bull flag. I went through all the S&P 500. I could not find another. You could maybe say right here, maybe a little bit. That maybe be a bull flag right here. So you can see this is kind of a bull flag. And then I didn't go back into that area of the S&P 500. But what I'm saying is that you have a couple options with the S&P 500, right? So how do you get confirmation of the bull flag? Let's say best case scenario, it comes back up, retests, it gets out of there. Okay, then you got that right there on that bull flag. And then let's say it comes back up, back down, and then it gets back up there, shoots out of that trend, retests, and gets out of there. Or worst case scenario is that you take it and it's going up, down into a third wave, back up, and then it breaches that and gets into that area. I put this trend on here too, guys. I was looking at the S&P 500 with this trend that I had just kind of like this and going, okay, boom. Here's the realistic option is right there. So 34 to 32, probably right on top of that wave if it gets down there. Okay. So S&P 500 up, boom, somewhere like into that trend area, which gets equal, you know, right on top of that area right there. It's the bottom of that wave, that first wave, and the top of that fourth wave. So that's a likely area for the S&P 500 to go and make a bottom, in my opinion. So that's what I think is more than likely going to happen. And then the Fed is going to do a pause, right? The Fed's going to do a pause. Okay. This is the strategy that I'm looking at. This is just an option. I'm not saying it's going to happen. This is an option. Fed does a pause and the S&P 500 could go up again and do a pretty good move. Whether it's going to break all-time high remains to be seen. But then there could be another crash on the pivot like that, guys. So, and that would be a wave two. Normally in the S&P 500, the wave twos don't do that. They're just more straight. Okay, the wave fours. Here's wave two. You know, here's this is a gigantic wave four. Okay, that right there, guys. This is one big correction. Great financial crisis drop. Okay, that's the highest sequence wave for the S&P 500. But normally they don't do this type of move back up and then do like that type of ABC type move, and that's what that would be. And you can't rule that out. Okay, you can't rule that out. Up in a B, back down into a C, something like that. That could happen. But this right here, this wave right here, you know, all the markets will be, you know, back to the bull cycle, even though, for example, people won't realize that it's in a B wave, kind of like right here. You know, it came down and then it corrected it, right? It's going up and then it blasted back down. So it went down in an A, back up into a B, back down into a C. It could do something, a miniature something over there is what I'm looking at. But I want to go deeper into the S&P 500, let you guys check something out because this is interesting. I decided to dig into it a little bit. The S&P 500 right here look like it could be making a triangle. And if that's a triangle, you know, wave twos can't be triangles. Okay. So it's going to be interesting to see what this is going to become. Okay. There's a rule in Elliott wave where wave twos cannot be triangles, guys. So if this is a triangle, then it's coming down. It can't be a 2, 3, 4, 5 like so. It can't do that. So more than likely, what it would be is worst case scenario. It could be an A up for a B and then back down for a C. Which in that scenario, if the S&P is correcting in downward like this in a 3-wave move, then it's bullish this way. Okay, so that will be interesting for the S&P 500, and I'm just going to see how that plays out because this is becoming an odd move. It's been in there since let's say here's 19th December, where it's going in there for like 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, so I'm just looking at that. This is gonna matter here in the month of January. What this is going to happen right here. So going back over to Bitcoin. you know, if the S&P 500, just as an example, let's say the S&P 500 is making that type of wave, right? It's in there. It's not going anywhere. And then Bitcoin could come down and finish this off right here. Boom. Okay. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. I also went through some of the YouTubes. I was trying to find somebody that had this set up like one. I actually found one guy that did have that. He wasn't too sure of it. He's like, well, I don't know. You know, it looks like a diagonal, could be a diagonal. Well, I think it is, just because the evidence of this wick, for those who are new to my channel, you see that wick right there? I got my finger right at the top of it. It came over and tagged the top of that, okay? So you have a real good probability that this is a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think on the lower time frame, yeah, you can see on the lower time frame on the daily here that I have this set up as a 1. Wherever this had ended remains to be seen. This is open for debate. This is a very goofy, odd structure. And here's your 2. Here's a 3 in this area, okay? A 4, and then down for a 5 is kind of what I'm expecting with that. There's different ways you can cut this too. You can say maybe an A, a B, and then maybe a C, or a 3-wave move, or maybe some type of WXY. Just got to wait to see how it's going to play out. If it is this type of move, this wave right here, you see that third wave, it can't be the shortest wave. So if you take your fib, and I'll go the whole length of that wave and go to the top of that wave, you know, the lowest it could go is like 13.3. It couldn't, if it breaks 13.3, then it's not this diagonal type move, guys. So, but you have evidence of a diagonal, okay? The more reasonable evidence of a diagonal is just looking at the RSI data, okay? So one of the things that you do, a trader looks for, okay? A trader looks for what's called, for a long trade, bullish divergence and bearish divergence, okay? This is for new people on my channel. I'll let you know. Probably the most important indicator that you can look for on trend reversals is what's called divergence, okay? Divergence means the opposite of one another. If the price is going up the real high, the RSI is not going up with it. So there's a divergence, okay? So in this scenario, you can see right here, you see that lowest peak. Now it's over in this 4, okay? So what you want to see, I'll show you this example with this divergence, okay? You master these divergences, you can become really good at markets. And let's say it comes down into the box, something like that as an example, okay? What you want to look for. So here it is right here, and it comes back down in that box, right? So now you have what's called bullish divergence, all right? Just like so. And that would be, I already have that trend there, so I'm going to leave that off. So you see, you have divergence there, okay? So the probability is there's a reversal here. That's what that means usually. Boom, that's what traders look for. It's a strong signal, and that's what I'm looking for. Not only do you have the divergence right there from that wave to this wave, potentially, okay? If you see it come down and take that out, okay, so here's what I'm going to show you. If you see it come down there and take that out, you can only take what the market is going to give you. So I'm going to give you another one. We'll go over the basics here, okay? If you see this down in the RSI and it just keeps going down, 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 and it takes that out, okay? This is what happens. This is what happens, okay? Your wave 3 will move right here, okay? Because the wave with the most momentum is the third wave. Third waves always have the most momentum. Third waves do. They have the most momentum. So then you have 1, and then this will be your 3, your 4, and then down for this 5. Okay. And then you want to look for that bullish divergence again. So that could happen. That could happen. You have to realize that. You have to take what the market is going to give you. All right. I erased my my things. It's okay. Let me put those back on. So just like so, 1, 2, but right now we have 3, 4, and coming back down for a 5. Okay. So just to show you an example of that. All right. We're going to go to, let me go to a 3-day chart. Up here at the top, show you this divergence. This is very, very important. Which wave? This is going up now. We're looking for bearish divergence. We want to know where reversal's coming up. Here's a 3-day chart. You see that highest peak on the RSI? This is for people that are studying bearish divergence and bullish divergence on my channel. You see that highest peak right there? That's how you find the third waves. And you just go up right there. And there's your third wave. And it came back down, right? And then what? you have you have bearish divergence. So there's your end of your fifth wave. You can see it from that peak to that peak. Let me make it a little bit bigger for you. From that peak to that peak. You see that? Bearish divergence telling you what? It's going to do a correction. All right. And so now you have another one over here. It came back down and went back up again. So you see from this peak to this peak, you have a massive amount of bearish divergence telling you what? That was the top. Boom. That's how people called the top up here. They just looked at that. It was obvious that you had bearish divergence. Okay. This is what upsets me about guys like Plan B that were coming out and telling everybody that Bitcoin's going to $100,000 when plain as day, it was sitting right there in front of in the charts that it was not doing that. And everybody followed him, wanted to believe that. And now you have people that hate cryptocurrency because they bought it and they're hoping for this and they got this. And a lot of people got wrecked. I mean, wrecked bad, guys. Like I've heard like numbers that are just mind blowing to me. To give you an example, I've heard like, I don't know if it's true or not because I haven't actually seen the numbers. You know, it's all through the grapevine, so you never know. But a $550,000 portfolio that has about 50 grand in it right now. Just give you an idea. 550,000. There's guys that I know that have to do a 3x to break even again. That's crazy. So wishing you could do a 3x to break even again. So, and it's the same thing down here, guys. Okay. So this is not a hopium deal. I'm not giving you hopium, I'm telling you what I'm looking for. So I'm on a 3-day chart right now too, okay? So we have a wave that's coming down, right? Here's a wave. Where's the lowest peak on the RSI? So the most momentum was in that wave. You see that? Okay, going down, and then boom, you're coming down. And it's making this bullish divergence, telling you there's a really good probability there's a reversal in this area. Now, if it's going to go bullish or there's going to be a bounce remains to be seen. I suggest you play the bounce and just look. If it's a bounce, you know, you're gonna make a lot of money in that bounce if you plan accordingly. If it's not a bounce and it's just going bullish again, well, then hey, you know, plan for the worst case and kind of hope for the best. Hopium strategy. That's what I'm doing. Okay, so right here in this area, it'll have it's going to come up for a bounce, and you go out to the weekly. Okay, I show you. Here's the weekly chart, right? Here's the weekly chart on Bitcoin, and what you want to do is you want to pay attention. Okay, how's it going to come down? And is Bitcoin going to maintain that bull div? Okay, this bullish divergence right here. Is it going to come back down? Is it going to come down and take that out? That's what you don't want to see, okay? So a coin that did that somebody had asked me about was HBAR or Hedera. I said, look, Hedera is not looking good. It took out its bullish divergence. It's still going down. You know, it really means if it gets down there and it takes out that bullish divergence, okay, and it doesn't have it, it doesn't remain anymore, then that's usually a signal. It could be coming down to form a local bottom, but it'll be more of a struggle to get out of there. But if it maintains that bullish divergence, it could do a really pretty decent pop out of there, guys. It really could. So that's what I'm looking for. And going into 2023, looks pretty decent. And I want to go over, so, you know, MicroStrategy too, guys. Here's MicroStrategy. And it's been in a correction since February 21. So it's going on 2 years. So one more month, it'll be 2 years. And this is coming, in my opinion, to a bottom. And the areas that I'll be looking for. So you can see right now the main support areas for it is at 120, and then it has a 111. And then you do not want to see MicroStrategy go below $90. Okay, you don't want to see that. But I'm looking at this too with MicroStrategy. Is that what kind of move is it going to make right here? Is this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Is MicroStrategy going to do this? You know, here's your option: 1, 2. Is this the 3? And that's a 4 and a 5, or is it still working on the 3? More than likely, it could be still working on the 3. Here's the 4, and then come back down for a 5, possibly. And you can see from that wave peak to this over here, it's making bullish divergence once again, telling you a potential reversal is coming up. Looking at it, you see right here. Let's take a look at MicroStrategy. This is important for those that follow my channel. This is a proxy of Bitcoin. MicroStrategy buys a second largest holder, a third largest holder of Bitcoin in the world. I think there's GBTC has 600,000, and I think actually Coinbase is the highest, or maybe Coinbase is storing GBTCs. Don't hold me to that. Somebody's somewhere up there. He's up there in the top area of most Bitcoin. So here's this third wave peak. It came down, it whizzed up onto a third wave, and now it's ending this in an ending diagonal, okay? And this is a diagonal and an ending diagonal. So it's coming up to finish something here, okay? The main issue with MicroStrategy is maybe the time. Is that the third wave or is that the third wave? Don't know. That's what I'm looking for. And then if MicroStrategy is coming down here to form a bottom, more than likely Bitcoin's coming down in that area to be in a bottom target zone also too, guys. So that's what I'm looking at. And then I'm going to go over USDT dominance chart. I think this is going to be an important chart. Using the DXY and other things is kind of getting a little bit crazy. The DXY, I really don't know. You know, it's sitting down there. I think it's kind of like doing an ending diagonal. I don't want to go over too much, but at some point it's going to reverse and go up and trek up. Maybe that's when the rest of the traditional markets are going to do their drop or massive drop. So with the USDT chart, this is the dominance chart of it. And you can see right here, it had a bottom down here. So this was Bitcoin's top. This is November 21, and it rammed up here to January 24, right? Okay, what happened? Not 24, but January 22. So the new year, January 22, and then it came back down. What did Bitcoin do? Bitcoin went in an uptrend right here. Okay, so then it rammed up there again. Boom. That's a third wave peak. And then it came back down. What did Bitcoin do from June of 22? Well, it was going up. And now it's in another one that I'm looking for right here to potentially peak at about 9.72%. And then it should have a reversal over here. Okay. And you can look at this with the USDT dominance chart. Here's your third wave peak on the USDT. So that's how I'm looking at that. So let's pretend for my followers, if you were going to look at this, this right now, this is an asset. If you were in this, well, you should be selling this. Okay. You should be selling. You should be considering to sell this. All right. What does that mean? This is coming up for a reversal because the massive amount of bullish divergence from that peak. And then even though this candle, this wick, I'm not counting the wick. The RSI does not count wicks, guys. The RSI doesn't count wicks. So that RSI peak goes to that peak right there. Okay. Not the wick. So, and it goes up to that area potentially right there. And then there should be a reversal. And that would be the area that I'll be looking for Bitcoin to be doing a trend this way to the up. While this is probably going to be doing, who knows what it's going to do. You know, it might just be a small correction. And, you know, and then Bitcoin's going up for a little bit to only correct back down. Or maybe this is a whole big, massive sequence is going to do. We're just not going to know. Maybe it's something like, you know, like this or like this. Just not going to know. But that's what I'm looking for. And the signals are there for this chart telling me that a trend reversal, something's going to be like something like this or like this is going to be happening right in this area, guys. And that would be the opportunity to go long in Bitcoin and some other coins and stuff like that. Not only do you have bearish divergence from that peak to that peak, you have divergence forming from that peak, okay, right there to that peak, okay? So I'm looking for that right there too. So you'll have double bearish divergence potentially, which is a strong reversal signal, okay? Now, remember, this could take some time. It could take 30 days for it to get up right there to make that move. All right. Just as an example, it could take it 60 days. We just don't know yet. That's another thing. Now, going over Ethereum too. I wanted to go over Ethereum and let you guys know that this is a strategy that I'm looking out for. And I think personally, between Bitcoin and Ethereum, if you're going to want to make more X's or get more returns on this next play here, it's going to definitely be with Ethereum, in my opinion, guys. Sorry, Bitcoin maxis, but that's going to be the reality of it. Maybe Bitcoin is going to surprise us. We shall see, but I don't think so. The deal here with Ethereum, guys, is that I'm looking at Ethereum, Bitcoin to do a drop down into that descending wedge, Ethereum to do a drop down into my box and get near this target right here of 872, maybe 1,000 or somewhere in that area. I have right now about 1,054 to as low as 970. It could come down there and test that, okay? And at a minimum, in my opinion, at a minimum, let's say it's bearish. You want to be bearish? This is what it would do, in my opinion. The reason why I say A, B, and then Ethereum would do a C. And this C could really, really rip, guys. It really could rip. Or Ethereum's doing a 1, 2, and it's going into a third wave. Ethereum is just so much stronger than Bitcoin right now, guys. So this second wave, okay, this second wave can go that deep, okay? It can go that deep. 886. It can go all the way down to 941 and be perfectly okay with Ethereum. Look at right here. Here's Ethereum's second wave from the 2020 crash. And you take a look at that. It whizzed all the way beyond 886, all the way down there, probably at 95% of its first wave. Okay, so that can happen over here. Like I said in previous videos with Ethereum, guys, my concern is the amount of time that it's taking in this wave. It's very, very strange for something that's not a flat to take that much time in here. This wave right here, I've looked at this sideways, backwards, and forwards, and the only way you can really cut that pie is that's an impulsive move, guys. I know some people are calling it a WXY or some sort of ABC, and it could be. So the only way you're going to get confirmation that this was an ABC beyond a shadow of a doubt is if it's got to come back down here and break that low. That's the only way you're going to know. Otherwise, it's a coin flip. This is a coin flip, but it's putting off characteristics of an impulse. To me, it is. So it's either a wave 1 or it's a wave A. Okay. So if this is a wave A, it's A, B, and C. And it might be because the amount of time that this is taking, it could be a wave. This could be a B. This could be a B wave. And Ethereum could be doing this, guys. Like I said, it could be doing A, B, and then a C. And more than likely, you'd be looking at targets with Ethereum. Let's say it comes to the middle of the box. You'd be looking at, this would be your first, this would definitely be a target, 1871 for 2x and 2.2, and then it could whiz all the way up there to 36. This will be the it's a big target area, but if it's weak, it's right there. If it's normal, it's 22, and if it's very strong, it's 35, basically. So you have to consider that could be happening with Ethereum because the amount of time that's in here, guys. That's definitely a concern. So it could be A, B, C, because B waves like to take up a bunch of time like that. That's what I'm looking at, and that will be a serious move. If Ethereum's going to make a move from here to there in a C wave, there's going to be some altcoins that are really going to do a rip too, guys. Depending on how dynamic that wave gets. So that's a couple options that I'm looking at on the bullish side for Ethereum. If you made it all the way to the end, do me a huge favor. Drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Peace.